men are shot to death at this Verona home.
The leads in this case now include ties to gambling.
Mark Wu killed 3 buddies in Verona, including Jason McGuigan, who got Wu into high-stakes sports betting. Wu told a detective he had lost $15,000 in the last month. And bank records show that during the school year, Wu withdrew in excess of $72,000.
Mr. President, my name is Robert P. McGuigan. I'm from Madison, Wisconsin. My son was murdered along with 2 other young men over an internet sports gambling bet. In all, 5 young men are dead over one bet, and 4 families have been devastated over this. President Obama, for the past 7 years, I've been going to high schools, colleges, universities, wherever I could speak, and institutions and etc., educating the public about gambling addiction, especially with how it relates to our youth. And the addiction rate of our youth right now is running 3 times higher than the adult addiction rate. And it's only going to get worse. In one night, Mr. President, you undid all my efforts in trying to prevent another tragedy like mine from happening to another family. When you went on national TV with your picks for the NCAA brackets for the March Madness tournament, you sent a signal to our youth and the parents that this behavior is acceptable and it's okay to gamble. Mr. President, we all know that these boards are used for gambling purposes. I'm sure that wasn't your intent and not what you intended to send, that signal, but that's the signal that was received. You want proof, Mr. President, Congress, state governors? I have received over 400 letters from kids telling me about their friends going online and gambling or getting into trouble with the law to support their habit. They also talk about the addiction of their grandparents, their parents, their aunts, their uncles, and what they're going through with what damage has been happening in their families over this gambling addiction. These letters put tears in my eyes, Mr. President, Congress, and everyone else. They will move you to tears just as well. Over the past few years, there have been scandals involving Little League games, coaches betting on teams, embezzling money from their Little League funds, etc. Major League Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig right now is fighting Governor Christie in New Jersey about the expansion of gambling in his state. The NFL, the NHL, the NBA, all are opposed to the legalization and expansion of gambling on the internet, casino, or otherwise. What's happening here is the integrity of all our sports, from Pee Wee League all the way up to professional sports, is at stake here. Currently, President Obama and Congress, you are being forced by the states to either legalize internet sports gambling or pass the bucks off to the state to let them legalize it, which would be a total disaster. The only reason the states want the legalization of internet gambling is for budgetary purposes only. Just ask Governor Christie of New Jersey, who has openly said this very same thing, to help balance the budget. Well, he's going to help balance the budget on not only the current gamblers, but also the future gamblers, which are our youth. If you legalize now, there is no protection for underage gambling or identity theft. In 2009, Mr. President, Barney Franks, chairman of the House Financial Services Committee, tried to get legislation passed to legalize internet gambling, but he was unable to even get it out of his own committee because there was no protection for underage gambling and identity theft. And there still is none. And you're being faced now with the same legislation. This is a no-brainer, Mr. President, period. You can follow the First Lady's lead, Michelle, into making sure our kids have healthy bodies, healthy foods, and healthy minds by passing legislation outlawing gambling in any capacity. Gambling is simply not a healthy choice, especially when it's affecting our young and the future leaders of this country. President Obama, Congress, U.S. Houses, and governors, I'm terminally ill with cancer, and I don't have much time left. My only hope is my message will ring loud and clear, and that you have the best intentions of our youth and future leaders in mind. Mr. President, I would love to speak with you more about my son, gambling addiction, and how it's affecting our youth. I have a website called GamblingRPM.com, and you can reach me at my email address, robert@GamblingRPM.com. I want to thank you for taking the time to view my message, and I hope to hear from you soon. Again, my time is short. Thank you very much, and you all have a beautiful life.